10. Now check. Hey, we used to be down by 10. Now check scope, boy, I knew I was destined to win. It's a whole bunch of losses I took on the chin. I just had to remember that just how it is. And that's just how it go. Lil' bro facing 20, he 20 years old. I'm 25, I done beat up the road. Went from New York to Texas and all the way home. Hey, I'm from the country. We putting hot sauce on a pork chop sandwich. The plug say he getting shit in from Cali, so he paying shipping and handling. I talked to some people, they told me you probably could blow. You just need a little management. Boy, I don't give a fuck about the industry. I find a plug and get rich off of cannabis. I don't give a fuck about the industry. I work a job as long as my son's straight. Bitch, I been him with this music since bro used to cook me a beat on the lunch tray. I hate when they act throwed off. That boy wanna crash in his head on a one-way. Bum from that dirty ass south for real. We'll set that bitch off on a Monday. But we'll set that bitch off on a Wednesday. Shit, I told my dog that he more like a brother to me, but I still pull a melee if he go against me. White boy, my name ain't Josh, but I keep the Drake in case they try to get me, and I call a burner on the hula hoop boy, cause they like to spin around some shit till they dizzy. I just told him to vibe, cause this shit just something to ride to. But stood on that same block for some years, working that bitch like a drive-thru. I cut off some people I love, and I still can't believe I'm the person they lied to. I hate Lil' Buddy, always on the net, talking about he a shark, but that fish should get fried too. Your ass will die too, for thanking you Superman. Bruh said he moved to the Ages to fuck some new hoes, and start catching plays out of Uber van. They be get wet as the Hoover Dam. If I out this bitch, I'm a shooter man. Bitch, I'm from Georgia, deep down south. We grew up on Jeezy and Gucci Man. As my uncle would say, on Gucci Man. We grew up on Friday and Pootie Tang. Used to eat on the noodles and noodle things. Leave the hood and come back like a boomerang. Leave the hood and come back like a junkie. Boy, I'm in the spot kicking shit, call me Mr. Miyagi. They big ass stick, but I don't play hockey. These some shit too, take the air out his body. We putting hot sauce on a pork chop sandwich. The plug said he getting shit in from Cali, so he paying shipping and handling. I talked to some people, they told me you probably could blow. You just need a little management. Boy, I don't give a fuck about the industry. I find a plug and get rich off of cannabis.
How y'all doing, and welcome. I am Willie Williams. Appreciate y'all for joining the player. Subscribe. Please remember, go around to the WillieWilliamsShow.com. Y'all check out a few things. Subscribe to the website. If you would like to support a player around here, you can get something for you and them little babies by clicking the Get link on the website. If you'd like to see what we call the event video, click around to the Patreon, the Willie Williams Show. The link is down there in the description. I need you liking, sharing, telling somebody about a player. We try to get the thumbs up over 500 in every show so we can do something to the algorithm. Listen, we got a PayPal link down in the description. We got $, top and bottom. Willie Williams Show, that is the cash app. And if you just so happen to hit that super chat, please don't go over $5 because the player don't know if he getting it or not. They say I get 30, they say that they get 70. God damn it, I think they getting the whole 100. Remember, the midday news show, if you can't watch it with your eyes and you can't use your peripherals and see a player, big word, I hear any goddamn screen. We do got a thing called a podcast on Anchor and Spotify, the Willie Williams Show. Please follow me on IG and Twitter at the WW Show. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know by saying that we've been lied to out here in these streets, you do become the problem. You understand that people will turn you off and don't want to hear that mess if it's anything against their thought process. Y'all know that? Hold on. Y'all, they still trying to get me to sell a house that I don't own. That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all keep doing. Yeah. I want $800,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? I am Willie. We appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Thank y'all for being around here. When you tell people, I saw a player on the video yesterday say, hey, dog, we grown now. like you just can't tell us stuff no more. Like we don't believe a lot. Like, how many of y'all still believe in Santa Claus? How many of y'all still believe in the Tooth Fairy? The Tooth Fairy. You don't, right? Like, but because you got older and you went to thinking, or somebody had done told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't, that ain't real, you know? I'm gonna do a show tonight that, again, a lot of y'all just ain't gonna like. Shout out to Anna Z for the 199 super chat. A lot of y'all just ain't gonna like, cause I'm me and you is you. It is what it is, but I'm not in fear. A lot of people is in fear.
And then again, a lot of people say that they fear, but they're not in fear. They just go around acting like they're in fear because of the way that they was raised out here in these streets. If you question stuff, you the problem. If you question stuff, you the problem. I was just thinking. Baltimore in this bitch, what's happening? They say, you ain't sick no more. Listen, I thought that I was like completely over it, but it's something back there in my throat. Damn it, it's like a little critter or something that keep on grabbing on that little thing back there. Like a little grab, like it hold on to it and like it just move his feet or something like that. I have no idea. I want to snatch that little thing out my throat. Oh, perfect example, right? How many of y'all thought that thing that dangle, how many of y'all thought that was your, what's that thing that we used to call, damn it, I just had it. How many of y'all used to think that was our tonsils? Yeah, right, tonsil, right? How many of you grow up, thinking or was under the belief that the little dangly thing is your tonsil? I'm gonna be the first to say it. I did. I did. It was me. I'm not afraid to say it. And for those of you who didn't think that it was your tonsil, tell me what that little thing is without Googling it. Shout out for putting it in the comment section. You vola. Yeah, now y'all see how y'all just saying that? You vula. Y'all ain't know that's what that was when y'all was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on now, y'all. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. It wasn't even taught in school. The majority of come on, dog. Well, I'm pretty sure that there was some of y'all. I think the masses didn't know that was uvula or uvola. I think the masses just did not know that name. Yes, right. Listen. Tonsils with the S is plural. That means two. And then I will still go back. How many of y'all thought that little thing was a tonsil? I'm just saying though, there's a lot of things that we just believed or we thought was true. We finna talk about the churn. I know. Y'all don't want to talk about children because y'all care about the kids. For some reason today, as I'm doing some research, I'm looking for stuff, and I see that there is just a category that just jumps out to me, and it's like the category say, Willie, talk about it. Because it's so much on the same day, and they're different, but they all the same. Different states, different cities, different municipalities, different people, different ages. California's up in the building. What it do? The ATL is up in this thing. Come on in. He said Cardi B teaching it now. Got to be more careful. Mississippi's up in the building. Come on in. Don't be afraid. So a few things. Listen. Oh, but y'all please remember go around to the Willie Williams Show 4 channel, 7 channel, and the 7 and Agree channel. Appreciate that. Please remember go around to the WillieWilliamsShow.com. Subscribe to the website. Y'all please remember go around here to Pleasant Candles. Pleasant Candles, the thing that's turning around like that right there. The biggest, the hugest, the largest candle company in the world. That's what's up. You got to speak it. You got to claim it. You got to claim it in his name. You got to claim it in his name out here in these streets, for real. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I don't know, I went to feeling like kind of drowsy. I don't know why I wasn't feeling kind of drowsy. It's like I feel a little light right now. I was gonna drink me some acetaminophen early, but I was like, no. I want a clear head. But now I feel drowsy. I don't even understand. And I didn't even take no acetaminophen. So it's like I'm thinking, or I thought that the sickness was over, but it seems like it's still here. It's lingering. I bought like the biggest can of Lysol. Went to spraying every goddamn thing. It kills 99% of all viruses and all infections and all bacteria and shit. I was like thinking to myself, well, why don't y'all just make some like 198%? Like, why keep doing like the 99%? It kills 99%. Why not make like 198? It kills 198%. If you add like 2 cans, shouldn't that be like 198? I'm just trying to think it through. No. Is my math off or something? I have no idea. But y'all, we finna go ahead on to get into this right here. I ain't even much gonna hold y'all too long. We got the damn it. We got to talk about the churn. Let's first go to Houston. We finna go out here to Houston. We got to do Houston and work our way backwards. We finna Houston, work our way backwards. Now, do they got a picture of Buddy? Because I need pictures, but oh yeah. All right, bam, got him. Pause that, change that, slide that, and here we go. We got an officer down. He said you're out of sick days. Hell yeah. You say it's maxed out at 96.9999%. Okay. Yeah, Houston, we got a problem. We have an officer who was down. A police officer has been indicted on sexual assault of a child under the age of 14. Let's see what they're talking about.
Tonight, a Houston police officer is accused of a sex crime against a child. I'm Eric Barajas.
And I'm Gina Gasta. The officer has been relieved of duty while his attorney says he vehemently denies the allegations.
He denies he's not been convicted. He's not been convicted, but he's out of a job. So the complaint has been made. The accusation has been made, but he's out of a job without going through the you're innocent till proven guilty.
ABC 13's Maya Shea is live downtown at police headquarters with the story. Maya?
Yeah, the officer we're talking about, his name is Pablo Diaz-Garcia. And he's been an officer, according to records we have obtained, since 2023. His attorney tells me they have been cooperating with this investigation since the initial allegations are made, and they plan to vehemently defend their side of the story in court.
Also from Houston, Pablo Diaz.
This is Officer Pablo Diaz, graduating in 2023 as part of Cadet Class 260. Houston Police confirms he's now relieved of duty. According to court records, a child under 14 complained last October that Diaz allegedly sexually assaulted her. Since then, Diaz's attorney says the officer has been on leave and cooperating with investigators. Court records show Officer Diaz is accused of forcing the child to come in contact with his sexual organs. It is a charge he vehemently denies through his attorney. Earlier today, the officer turned himself in, was given a bond, and posted it right away. Yes, so the officer was accompanied by his attorney and was able to walk to a district court judge, which then issued the bond, and he was able to post it and leave. We're not sure how long the legal process will take, but his lawyer telling me they will fight it every step of the way. For now, we're live downtown. Maya Shea.
Fight against it. Yeah, you say looking good in uniform, but he's an embarrassment. Yes, he's an embarrassment because he got caught. He's an embarrassment because he got caught, meaning that he didn't think it through. It's really, really a problem when you don't think it through, and now you make the force look bad. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes the force look like we not picking people with good character. I'm gonna go ahead on and say this right here. We assume that people have good character. Good character is really based on if you ain't got caught doing stuff. If you ain't got caught doing things that's not of the norm, then you got good character. And I would think that the most people do things that's against the norm. I would think most people do things that is against the norm. You got good character because you ain't been caught doing things that's against the norm and or illegal. You got good character, right? See, we play these games with ourselves out here in these streets. Things is based on certain things, and that would have us be like, oh, that person there is trustworthy and all that. You was only trustworthy if you have not been caught. Hey, y'all noticed that right there? How many people is still trustworthy after they have gotten caught of doing something that was outside of the norm? Remember that person that you just knew was trustworthy, and then you see them in the news? Now they're not trustworthy to you anymore. But before you saw them, they were still trustworthy to you. One incident stopped people from being trustworthy. Told y'all, we base a whole bunch of things off of lies. Our belief system is it's filled with lies. It just really is. We have a former Holland co-pastor. We have a co-pastor who is charged with hiding cameras. I think he been hiding cameras in the bathroom, in the restroom. Let's see what they talking about.
The former co-pastor of a Lakeshore church is facing a number of felony charges. He's accused of committing crimes against a family member. He's expected to make a court appearance later this week. 13 on Your Side's Michael Martin went through the court documents that detail the allegations against him.
Joshua Vanderklok used to help lead services here every week at the Res Life Church in Holland. Now he's been charged with 6 felonies, several counts of surveilling an unclothed person. According to court documents, a family member of Joshua contacted police after finding a small black camera under their bed. Investigators allegedly recovered nude images of the victim on the SD card inside. The documents say Vanderklok was later interviewed. Quote, Joshua admitted to setting up the camera to surveil the victim, as it provided him with a connection to the victim. If convicted on all counts, he could be sentenced to 18 years in prison.
And Michael is here in studio now. Michael, are there any other allegations against him?
Juliet, the detective who testified in this hearing said in court that a victim had, quote, reported previous sexual assault incidents involving Joshua as a suspect, though he has not been charged with anything related to a physical assault at this time.
Let me ask y'all something. So he faced another 18 years for a camera. Didn't see nothing, didn't touch nothing, didn't share nothing. Didn't groom nothing, didn't persuade nothing, didn't coerce nothing. 18 years for a camera. Was it a Sony? Was it like a Temu something? But I got to bag this up just a little bit. Here we go.
That detail the allegations against him.
Joshua Vanderklok used to help lead services here every week at the Res Life Church in Holland. Now he's been charged with 6 felonies, several counts of surveilling an unclothed person. According to court documents, a family member of Joshua contacted police after finding a small black camera under their bed.
Filming a family member who's unclothing, and they found a small black camera under the bed. How many of y'all got under the beds? How many of y'all in y'all rooms have under beds? If you put him has got a big house. A bed in the room, and you're trying to capture somebody undressing. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but a camera under the bed would have to damn near be close to where you can grab it at so it can capture like the room, right? I would think so. So you put it down here to I guess, but now think about this right here. So it's a family member. So that goes to incest, right? And it goes to the thing that I've been saying, what if we just like body types? It ain't really about age. What if it's just body type? Or maybe the family member was just pretty. Like a lot of us, we act like we don't have pretty family members that we would like to smash. We really do be out here faking on that right there. I would never. That's family. Shout out to a player for being who he is, because if he wasn't who he is, he wouldn't be in the news right now. I think our biggest issues, we is not who we is. You say that it's mental. Well, again, we was taught you can't like these people. You can't like these people with this title. You know, you can't like family. You can't hook up with family. You know, you can't hook up with the minors. You can't. We was taught this type of stuff, right? But truth be told, a hell of a lot of us go against the grain. And again, we like what we like. Moving right along. Now, that was a co-pastor, right? Let's go to Ohio. Let's go to Ohio real quick. Now, all of this stuff that I'm doing today came out today. I ain't making it up. I ain't adding nothing. All this shit dropped today. Everybody getting arrested today. I am so confused. Today is June the 25th, the 26th. Y'all come on in and hit the thumbs up button, man. Do not be afraid. And don't let this stuff have you in a tizzy. It's just the news. It's just the news and a lot of opinions. They say he got no remorse. We have an Ohio pastor, one of my pet player pastor partners, has been sentenced to prison for sexual offenses against a child.
It was a relatively full courthouse behind me here in Clinton County. Now, folks from the victim's side, as well as Silas Shelton's side, filled the aisles. Now, the defense was asking for community control as well as no jail time, because Shelton does not have a criminal record. But the prosecution pushed for the maximum. Clinton County prosecuting attorney Brian Scheidecker explained to Judge Andrew McCoy how Silas Shelton took advantage of the victim due to her age, Shelton's relationship with her family, and his role in the church. Shelton got the victim a job working with him.
He pulled off on a wooded back road with her, climbed on top of her. The factual basis stated that he took her virginity. On April 20th at the plea hearing in this very courtroom, he admitted those facts were true.
The victim and her father addressed the court. She told the judge that there's just no sentence that he could impose that could give her back what Shelton has taken from her.
But sentencing still matters. Sentencing is the place where the court can tell the victim, the defendant, and the community what this conduct is worth under the law.
Meanwhile, some of Shelton's family spoke on his behalf. They talked about how important he is to the family and his children, as well as how he stepped up to care for the family farm. Now, Shelton was given a chance to speak to the judge as well.
I want to take care of my mother. I want to be there for my son. I had to make my son leave last night so he'd go to work, and he still didn't go to work today because we were fishing. He wanted to fish. I'm like, absolutely. I told you I've been fixing fences. I had a lot to do before I got here today.
Before announcing the sentence,
say I got to fix the fences. Had a lot to do before I came here to court today. Huh? The fence is bad or down or need to be fixed.
Judge McCoy told the court that there needed to be a reason to hand down the maximum sentence like the prosecutor was asking for. He noted that Shelton has never said that he was sorry to the victim during court or any of the previous interviews or during the pre-sentence investigation.
Where you take absolutely no accountability for your actions, you demonstrate no remorse. You choose rather to blame the victim and claim that you, incredulously, you claim that you were the victim of abuse at her hands. A 14-year-old child.
Ultimately, Judge McCoy sentenced Shelton to 15 years in prison, 5 years for each unlawful sexual contact charge to be served consecutively. In Wilmington, I'm Christian.
So y'all know what they're saying, right? The judge just pointed out to us that you cannot be the victim of a minor. You cannot be a victim of a minor sexually. You could be a victim of a minor with a gun. You can get killed by a minor. We all understand that right there. You can be stabbed by a minor, robbed by a minor, abused, assaulted by a minor. We understand that. we don't understand as a whole, that you can be manipulated, coerced, and groomed sexually, though, by a minor. We understand that everything else in life, everything else that a person can do as a minor, we understand that can be done to you by a minor. We get it. Everything foul. We understand that a minor can even kill you. We get it. Ain't nowhere in the hell a minor can coerce an adult into something sexual.
That's investigation.
Where you take absolutely no accountability.
He said absolutely no accountability when he said that the allegations is true. The man said the allegations is true. Isn't that taking accountability?
For your actions, you demonstrate no remorse. You choose rather to blame the victim.
What is he supposed to just sit up here and cry, oh my God, I'm sorry. Again, I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest. That's what they want in court. So once you do that, they come down even harder on you because now you looked at as weak.
You choose rather to blame the victim.
Yeah.
And claim that you, incredulously, you claim that you were the victim of abuse at her hands.
A teen can be babysitting, and we understand that a teen can harm a baby. We understand that teens can harm. But there's no way possible in this judge's mind and in a whole bunch of you people's mind that a teen can have you to do something sexual. Moving right along, I ain't gonna even much hold you. Y'all do understand that this is all under the way that our minds have been shaped, the way that we have been taught and indoctrinated. Y'all do still understand that this is why we failing, but don't worry about it. We finna keep the party going. I'm just pointing out what's going on out here in these streets, dog. Do not get upset with me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. All I mean to do is just give you the news out here. Where we going to? Oh, we're going back to Houston. Y'all come on in and hit the thumbs up button. I know. A lot of times it's not what y'all want to hear, but y'all say that y'all care about the kids. Y'all say, listen, we claim to care about the kids now. Come on. Let's go to the Destiny Church. To the Destiny Church where an employee has been arrested. Charged with felony sexual abuse involving children. Yep, we got another one. Here we go. Remember, all of this happened today.
And the Lake Jackson Police Department says a one-time church employee is charged with 18 felony counts related to alleged sexual incidents involving children.
And police say they want to know if there could be more possible victims. ABC 13's Chaz Miller is live outside the Brazoria County Jail. And Chaz, you've actually spoken to the family of one of those alleged victims.
Eric, that family tells us that their daughter went quiet for years before she came forward to them and ultimately police to tell them that she was allegedly sexually assaulted by Adrian Johnson when he was a youth pastor at Destiny Church in Clute. Here is Johnson's mugshot. He is currently booked in the Brazoria County Jail, being held without bond, according to an indictment. And in that indictment, it spells out the 18 charges he faces. Multiple counts of aggravated sexual assault of a child, sexual performance by a child, sexual assault of a child, trafficking of a person, and single counts of compelling prostitution, indecency with a child by exposure, and bigamy. The indictment...
Slow me down now. Look at these charges. What is compelling prostitution? Compelling prostitution is a severe criminal offense that involves forcing, coercing, or manipulating someone to engage in sex acts in exchange for a fee. Unlike standard prostitution charges, which often penalize the voluntary transaction of sexual services, compelling prostitution targets individuals who exploit others through force, fear, or vulnerability under many legal frameworks. Got that right there. He's charged with bigamy. Bigamy definition. I already know what it is. But bigamy is the act of entering into a marriage with one person while still legally married to another. How does he get bigamy? I'm just seeing this now. How does he get charged with bigamy? That's a great question. Where were the parents at? Great question. How does he get bigamy? He had went to the court to get married to the minor. Or like they're saying, the child. He's trafficking also his alleged wife. Right? If he got bigamy.
Right. The indictment states
he married her, so he cared about her then, right?
Indecency with a child by exposure and bigamy. The indictment states the alleged acts ranged from 2015 through 2020 with 3 different victims. The family we spoke with today alleges their daughter was 13 when it began and lasted for years.
13 lasted for years. Remember, still charged with bigamy.
We aren't showing their names or identities due to the nature of this case.
The road has been hard. And she has a long road ahead of her, but all we can do is continue to stand behind her and support her. And I pray that this allows her to have some relief and some healing so that she can get her life back that she deserves.
Is the black hand a man? Is the black hand a man? Because this is the woman that seems like this is the mother speaking, so I'm guessing is the black hand the man, and why they got the camera on the man crotch. I do understand that they don't want to show the people, but they got the camera on the man crotch, if that's the man.
So that she can get her life back that she deserves.
Now, I asked Lake Jackson Police whether or not these incidents were directly connected to his job at Destiny Church. They confirmed he worked there, but would not go any further on whether or not the incidents and his job were connected. I also asked them if they believed there were any more victims. They told me that if there are any more victims, they asked them to call law enforcement. Live in Brazoria County, I'm Chaz Miller, ABC.
Shout out to Simone for the $2 cash app. You say women love turning children lover into youth pastors. There it is. You all got to ask yourself too, if he charged with bigamy, so he had a lot of time with this child, especially if he was trafficking her, especially compelling prostitution. He had a lot of time with this child. Should not the parents be arrested also? How y'all don't know that y'all baby done got married? How do y'all not know that? Relationship from 13, like it was like from 5 years, right? From 13 to 18, I'm guessing. How y'all don't know that y'all child? Remember, they did not say that the child had been kidnapped or anything. They didn't say that the child was missing nothing. Nothing. Think about it. The child was not kidnapped. The child was not on the missing report. So the child was able to deal with the adult and go home every day. Yes. oh shit. They did the common law marriage. In my mind, what if the parents gave him permission to marry? What if? Just saying. Moving right along, I ain't gonna even much hold you. See, I'm working my way up to something. Come on in, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get these lights over 100. I'm feeling a little dizzy. I'm trying to hold on. That's why I keep closing my doggone eyes to stop the spin. Where we going at? Let's go on out here to Philly. Wow. Now here's where the stories get really, we finna really get into this. This one here just made me feel some type of way. You say that type of pimping ain't easy. Facts. It really ain't. Let me go and put this up on the screen for y'all. Clergy is facing charge. My pimp player pastor partners. Two Philly. 2 Philadelphia pastors face child abuse charges. Child abuse charges. 2 pastors. 2 people who has been ordained and or called by the Lord. We've played other videos just a few minutes ago of other pastors who was called by the Lord too. Ordained, called by the Lord. It's their calling. It's their calling. Because that's what they would be preaching. That's what they be saying. This is what pastors preach and they say. I was called to do the Lord's work. We don't argue, because that's what we used to hearing. We can't argue that God calls you to serve because we have no proof either way. So we can't argue, just take your word for it. And then we was brought up to, you don't question that. You don't question what somebody was called to serve, You don't do that. We have 2 darker hue players this time. 2 darker hue players who facing criminal charges by some churn. Here we go.
G members facing charges today for their alleged roles in sexual abuse and exploitation against minors. And Shayna, what investigators discovered goes back years.
That's exactly right. Certainly some disturbing news coming out of the district attorney's office. 2 North Philadelphia pastors were arrested, arraigned, and are now out on bail, facing a number of charges, including child sexual abuse and exploitation of minors.
These allegations are profoundly disturbing, not only because of the alleged harm inflicted on children, but because they represent a violation of trust within spaces that are meant to be safe.
Shout that sister out for having her real.
Disturbing allegations surfacing against 2 North Philadelphia pastors who now face a slew of charges in connection to the sexual abuse of minors. Pastor Brian Jackson, pictured on the left, and Pastor Isaiah Banks, pictured on the right. Jackson currently serves as the senior pastor of Garden of Prayer, seen here in a recent church revival flyer, while Banks officially stepped down from his pastoral duties at Second Pilgrim Baptist Church. Banks had been the senior pastor of the church since 2017.
The alleged facts are that over several years, Mr. Banks groomed more than one minor in the community to produce child pornography and then provided that pornography to Mr. Jackson, who also directly communicated with these children for the purpose of getting more videos and photos of that type.
Philadelphia police began investigating in early April when a witness discovered inappropriate messages on a minor's phone and notified a therapist, who then reported the matter to the Department of Human Services. Investigators say Banks allegedly solicited a minor to send sexually explicit videos in exchange for money or food. According to the district attorney's office, forensic evidence revealed that Banks and Jackson conspired together to obtain explicit images for multiple minors. Investigators later finding that Banks sent images to Jackson, who posed as a woman, to solicit content directly from the victim, in addition to other evidence of ongoing efforts for further solicitation.
When you have people caught on their cell phones, when you have the text back and forth, when you have the electronic communication, and in this case, the photographs that are themselves criminal in nature, it means the case is so much stronger.
The Second Pilgrim Baptist Church releasing this statement on the charges against former pastor Isaiah Banks, saying, in part, quote, "We are deeply shocked and saddened by these developments, as the safety and well-being of our congregation and the broader community are our highest priority." Requests for comment by Pastor Jackson at the Garden of Prayer Church were unsuccessful. Meanwhile, back at the DA's office, investigators say more charges could be forthcoming.
The message that should come from this is that people are going to be accountable, no matter where they are on some hierarchy or some pyramid of status. They're going to be accountable, including faith leaders.
Now, the DA couldn't get into the specifics of the victims. All he was able to share was that there are more than just one victim in this case, and he couldn't get into the specific genders either. But both of those defendants have posted bail back out in the community. They will be having preliminary hearings later this.
She said that they couldn't get into specific gender. Just by her saying we could not get into specific gender lets us know that they like them boys. Right. Because technically you wouldn't have to say that because we're under the assumption that men of God is heterosexual. We would have not even thought that it would have been the same sex if she would have not said that, right? Huh? So she just helped us identify the gender. We appreciate you, baby. I'm going to back this up just a little bit because of these names of churches. Just
on the left, and Pastor Isaiah Banks, pictured on the right. Jackson currently serves as the senior pastor of Garden of Prayer.
Garden of Prayer. The Garden of Prayer. Sounds like a beautiful, garden. It sounds like a beautiful garden. Beautiful garden. I'm going to show y'all something, too, in a second.
Seen here in a recent church revival flyer, while Banks officially...
Oh, they was having a revival. Shout out to them revivals. I used to love revivals coming up.
...stepped down from his pastoral duties at Second Pilgrim Baptist Church.
Second Pilgrim. What is a pilgrim? I forgot what a pilgrim is. What is a pilgrim? I'm thinking about Thanksgiving. A pilgrim is a person who travels a long distance, often to a foreign land, to visit a sacred, holy, or deeply meaningful site. So Second Pilgrim Baptist Church. So they traveled a long distance. Got it.
Banks had been the senior pastor of the church since 2017.
Now you say, do you think that they have a background? 9 times out of 10, in my mind, yes, they have a background. But if they had like a serious background, they would have said something about it. Let's go to the next video real quick. It's just 2 of them.
Please, do not hesitate to tell the truth.
A call to action for anyone who witnessed or was a victim of sexual abuse at the hands of pastors Isaiah Banks and Brian Jackson. The DA announced today both are facing charges for abuse, exploitation of children, and criminal conspiracy, among others, for alleged crimes that came to light earlier this year.
You say religion has checked into hospice. Yes.
In April, police started investigating a report from DHS that former pastor Isaiah Banks was soliciting sexually explicit videos and photos from a teenage boy who he knew.
There it is. Shout out to NBC 10, Philadelphia, who don't care nothing about none of that right there. We finna tell y'all they like boys. We finna tell y'all that they like boys. So that means that they are homosexual pastors. Now y'all do understand that we do have homosexual pastors. We even have pastors who have gotten married to one another and they're still pastoring. Got it.
In exchange for money or food.
Hold on. Back it up. What he did?
Explicit videos and photos from a teenage boy who he knew in exchange for money or food.
Oh, you said requested photos.
Report from DHS that former pastor Isaiah Banks was soliciting sexually explicit videos and photos from a teenage boy who he knew in exchange for money or food. That same month, Banks stepped down as pastor of Second Pilgrim Baptist Church. We got this statement from the church saying they're deeply shocked and saddened by these developments, as the safety and well-being of the congregation and broader community are their highest priority. The investigation revealed Banks was sending those photos to Brian Jackson, the pastor at Garden of Prayer Church. Officials say Jackson also posed as a woman to get images and videos directly from the victim.
So I want y'all to understand this right here. So one pastor would pass on the images and stuff like that right there to another pastor. Remember, the images and the videos of a boy he was sent to the other pastor of a boy. It's a boy. But the second pastor would act as a female to get more stuff from the boy. If the boy was sending videos and female videos and pictures to a man, why would a man have to act as a woman to get more pictures and videos of said boy? Because we gonna act like the teenage boy don't know that he gay? Huh? We gonna act like that? And if, the teenage boy, he may be bisexual. But damn it, you shouldn't have not had to act as a woman if acting as a man got you the videos.
Are their highest priority. The investigation revealed Banks was sending those photos to Brian Jackson, the pastor at Garden of Prayer Church. Officials say Jackson also posed as a woman to get images and videos directly from the victim. I also tried to get in contact with anyone at Garden of Prayer Church, which still has...
So that also means that this teenager don't mind sending out pics and videos online.
Brian Jackson advertised as a mean pastor.
Everybody's supposed to love God and Jesus, supposed to be in fear of God and Jesus. Or at least of God. They all supposed to know what's considered right and wrong, right? If not the right or wrong of the state, but the right or wrong of the Lord. Come on now. Don't make me start preaching. Shout out to Miss Buckgood for the $5 cash app. You say I gotta pay my pastor while he talking about pastors. I appreciate that right there. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm thinking about it as I go, y'all.
Church, which still has Brian Jackson advertised as a mean pastor, but don't answer the phone when I called or the door when I knocked. Officials say they found texts between both men dating back to 2024 and accused both men of obtaining explicit photos and videos from multiple victims and planning out how to get more.
These allegations are profoundly disturbing.
So do y'all even understand that this lets us know, and we should be alarmed that the teens don't mind sending out pics and videos. Teens don't mind sending out their private parts out here in these streets, and I'm pretty sure that they're sending them with their faces also.
Not only because of the alleged harm inflicted on children, but because they represent a violation of trust within spaces that are meant to be safe.
Hold on. Say, so the boy was sending out corn and did not get charged. Right. Don't, if you send out sexually videos and pics that is corn trafficking or some shit like that right there, that's a violation. That is illegal. Huh? Oh, but we can't charge a minor with it. That is considered being groomed and coerced by an adult.
Profoundly disturbing, not only because of the alleged harm inflicted on children, but because they represent a violation of trust within spaces that are meant to be safe, sacred, and protected.
As the investigation continues, investigators are hoping anyone with information steps forward.
So to faith leaders, you have a responsibility to support and to help individuals through their pain.
Miguel Martinez-Valle, NBC 10.
There y'all go. Gonna continue to put it in the faith leaders' hands, and the faith leaders is putting the children in their hands. I'm just saying.
Sacred and protected.
As the investigation continues.
When is we going to, and listen, y'all, it's hard for people to believe that humans would be humans. It's hard for people to believe that humans would be humans depending on a person's title and or the role that they play in the community or this person's profession. We do not believe that this person, due to their profession, will do anything that's against the law and or against the religion or the belief. They really don't believe that they would do anything against children. When every single month of every single year, humans is doing something with children. Humans of stature do stuff against children. People with the same belief system, praying to the same God, do stuff to children. This is every single month. Not a month has went by for as long as I can remember that this has not been the case. And for some reason, we still shocked that it's happening. I'm going to let y'all know why we so shocked. Why people still shocked. Y'all know that people is fighting against the thought process of saying in their mind but not saying it out loud. They fighting cognitive dissonance. On one hand is God, and on the other hand is like, well, how can God let this happen? I think that we is in the psychosis, or the people who is believers is in the psychosis. No matter what happens that we look at as bad, no matter what happens, a believer will justify why God didn't intervene? Y'all know that, right? We will honestly be like, if it was me, I would have stopped it. That same person will say, if it was me, and if I was there, I would have stopped it. That same person believed that God is everywhere. But because God didn't do anything, we will justify why God didn't do anything. God worked in mysterious ways. God had a plan. God allowed this for a reason. God allowed this to make you better. How many of y'all is in the comment section who has been molested and or raped? And now how many of y'all have questioned time after time and time again, maybe not out loud because you have been raised to fear, questioning God? How many of y'all sat back in tears and shit and at God, why has this happened to me? Why you didn't do anything to stop what happened to me? God is everywhere, omnipresent. God sees all. You can't hide from God. But human beings get charged with being a peeping Tom if you at somebody's window watching them, right? We call that weird. We justified that God is everywhere, watching you do everything. We have sat in our mind knowing that we be doing what would be deemed as wrong and or sexual things. We have put in our mind to not remember that God is in the room. Told y'all might not like this one. We will say God is omnipresent, God is everywhere, God sees all, you cannot hide, and man can't hide anything from the Lord. He see it all. But at the same time, while you on your hands and knees, giving up oral, cheating, smashing people who you ain't supposed to be smashing, for some reason, we block out God right here in the room, or God right here in the car, God right in the scatter site. God is in the hallway. God is in the alleyway. God is in the church. God is on the job. God is in the house. God is in your kinfolk house. God is everywhere while you smashing something with people you're not supposed to be smashing. But you still go through it as a human being. I've often wondered, because I grew up, why you don't do nothing though? Remember I played that video from Instagram of like the African boy and the white man was like, well, tell him that God got a plan. You know what I'm saying? Just 19 cents a day, you can feed a whole village. Then you gotta ask yourself, why the hell is these people starving? Say God's sick of y'all. I can believe that. You say God ain't in church. That's in the Bible. Facts. It is in the Bible. You know, it's the same thing that if you question what the book say, that God asked Adam, where you at, pimp? Where you at, Adam? Do y'all know that believers will make an excuse of why God said they will make a justification of why God said, or why God asked Adam, where you at, pimp? And will still tell you that God is omnipresent? Remember I had them said last week, why don't y'all still love your daddy who wasn't there? The same way that y'all claim that y'all love God, who ain't there. In my mind, if you can love God and God not there, You should be able to love your human daddy while your human daddy not there. He said, God told Adam and Eve, put y'all clothes on and get the hell out of here. He said, I told you God can't help you if you don't want him to help. That's what's up. When that little boy sent them pics, he was no longer under God's protection or plans. That's what's up. We make justifications of why God Almighty and or Jesus is not intervening. A lot of people say, well, hell, they can't intervene because that takes away, what is the thing called? Choices. Damn it, but what's that other word? It's not choices. Well, it is choices. It's a word that I'm looking for. Free will. Takes away free will. Because if God intervenes, then it'll stop people from making the decisions that would have been made if God wouldn't have not intervened. Because if God jumps in to stop something, then whatever you was going to do and the person who was ever violating you was going to do, then it'll stop them from doing it. So I'm guessing that stops the free will of the people. Yeah, free will equals your decision. Facts. Yep. It took me a long time. It really took me a long time to get to the point of I got to ask these questions out loud. I got to say something out loud. You know what I'm saying? I've always had these type of questions. Like, you can't tell me that something is everywhere and it's supposed to be my daddy. And my daddy ain't stopping me from being harmed? Because my daddy got a plan for me? Do you know what happens when you don't stop a child from being harmed? That child grows up to be this thing called angry. A lot of times that child grows up to behave the same way as the person who had done violated them. They become the violator. God has a plan. So God has a plan for you to become a violator? God has a plan for you to have PTSD? We love the children. I don't think so. You say it starts in the household. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Starts in the household. Now, we're not going to hold this teenage boy who like boys, nothing wrong with it, in the minds of you people. We got two pastors who like boys. Sure enough know how to preach that word, though, don't they? Huh? They sure enough know how to preach that word, though, don't they? Mm-hmm. They got the word. They sure enough got the word. A lot of dark-hue folks will make the argument that white folks use the Bible against us and to have us in chain for a long, long time, and that's what kept us slaves as long as we was. Do y'all understand that the book says that if you basically don't believe or you're a non-believer and or you go against the word, that you is an infidel, you is an antichrist? That's also taught. Don't listen to people who do not align with the word of God or with the Bible. Don't listen to people. We was taught that way. I was taught that in church. Cats don't hang with rats. Don't be around people without the same thought process and or like the same morals and stuff like that right there. And I'm here to tell you now, I don't think that was good teaching. Yeah, worse than an infidel. If a man don't take care of his family, also worse than an infidel. I've been an infidel a long time. But because somebody don't think like you and because somebody will question some shit, they is the Antichrist. So that automatically have believers not having an open mind to hear a different perspective about what they believe in. Forgetting we was indoctrinated to have that thought Don't rock with people who don't have the same belief. We was taught that. Free thinkers is looked at as a problem out here in these streets. People who think for themselves, people who don't follow the norm. They is the problem. I am the problem. I say this is a hell of a product right here. This right here, this is a hell of a product. They work wonders on human beings. All systems has worked wonders on a human being. They say that y'all sheeps. I think sheeps is the slowest animals mentally. I think it's something like that right there. To say, Willie, I'm a believer and your way of thinking doesn't bother me at all. I love it. Love your back. See, I appreciate people like that right now. I appreciate people like that right there. Yes, I think that we should think for ourselves. But y'all know when you think for yourself and you want to live your life the way that you want to live your life, your ass going to hell. And say that again. When you think for yourself, you going to hell. When you want to live the life that you choose to live, and it's opposite of the book, your ass going to hell. Y'all do get that, right? Yeah. So I'm just thinking, we claim to care about these children. We'll sit back and pray. Do y'all know prayers? People be out here praying, y'all. People truly be out here praying. I promise you they be out here praying. There's not a lack of people who is praying. Not a lack nowhere on the planet. Hold on. Just a synonym. How you spell synonym? I'm missing a letter. Synonym, S-N, synonym. Yeah, S-S-Y. I knew it was something. Let's see. Because I'm trying to pull some up. Really, really good. Oh, it don't want to show. Hold on. Let's go to the dictionary. I guess we go to the dictionary. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, so these are the synonyms. Hold on. I got it. Bam. I looked up this word a long time ago, back when I was when I came out. When I came out here in these streets, huh? Black folks have to come out as a non-believer. You know what I'm saying? We got the damn they do like the LGBT. That means you got to come out the closet. You got to come out the closet. When I told people that did y'all know that prayer is begging? What you talking about, Willie? All right, dog. You got this thing called a dictionary. Like a whole bunch of you good people have this thing called a dictionary. You can Google it. Prayer or pray. You see that thing right there with the B? Huh? Prayer, the synonyms: petition, request, collect, thanksgiving. I don't know why they do that. Plead, invocation, grace. I don't know all these other words. Suit appeal, yada yada yada. Those are the easy words. Begging. I've been telling y'all that the word is begging for a really, really long time. So when you need help, you have to beg your daddy. Oh, hell, but you got to do it through your brother. We begging, you have to beg through your brother to your daddy to change the decision that your daddy already made about your life. Because the strip, The script has already been written out, and God is a non-changing God. Why is you praying? The script is already written out. God is a non-changing God. Just saying. We care about the kids, though. So no matter what happened to children, no matter what the worst things on the planet happen to children, you still love your superpower hero called God. When the superpower hero could have prevented all the things that's happening to children. You still love the one who could have fixed and or stopped, prevented the problem. And then when the suspect go to court and they may not get as much time as the people would like for them to get, we call it a injustice. So we mad at the courts for not doing what we would have liked for them to do. We not mad at the superpower hero who could have prevented it in the first place. We claim we care about children. Then we have children and we force this thought process and this belief system on the children. The same superpower hero that that we think that has failed in our lifetime, that failed in our own life, because there's some things that we be like, well, God, well, why didn't you step in? I was just a child. The same God who we feel like had them disappointed us, we'll have children and indoctrinate them to have them believing in the same God that disappointed us. Say, Willie, when my mama died, I hated God. I questioned why you had to take mines. You ain't save them. That's logical questioning. Now, see, when you question like that, nobody will tell you that you're wrong. Nobody will say that you're wrong because you're dealing with a death. Because you dealt with a death at the time. Oh, no. They will understand why you would question that. Question some other shit that don't have nothing to do with death. People say that you wrong. You can't question God about that. Damn it, God got a plan and we not intelligent enough to understand his plan. Like they told me about my daddy. God needed your daddy in heaven. I should slap all you hoes there. Listen, you old hoes. Listen. All you bitches who told me that right there, I ought to slap the shit out y'all. How the hell you tell a child that God needed your father up in here? You mean Almighty? The one who God sounds like a single mom. Bitch, I don't need nobody. I can do it myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong. But me to my dad. I just don't understand. Now, I know a lot of people will make the argument, well, Willie, that's what have you in the mindset that you're in and you became an unbeliever. Hell no, I had questions before that. I used to question shit in my head before that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't even much gonna hold you. Moving right along. I just want to point out, we don't care about children like that. We really, really don't. We really, really don't. You cannot care about, in my opinion, you cannot care about children and still force your God on your children. When your God is everywhere and not preventing what's happening to children. And I want you to understand, some shit gonna happen to your children that your same God is not going to prevent from happening to your children. But you as a believer is going to justify why God does nothing if your child is being raped, molested, and or killed. Moving right along, I ain't going to eat much hold you. A judge in Detroit I know that bothers a lot of people. But anyway, a judge in Detroit is holding parents accountable. Holding parents accountable. What they saying they holding parents accountable. I have not even watched the whole doggone thing. But they holding parents accountable for the teen curfew violations. This is what it say. I have not watched the whole thing. I say what shit. Well, I ran out of time where I couldn't even watch it before I started the show. But anyway, I want to show y'all that. Hold on. Let me put a little mom on the screen. Let me put her on the screen. Right here. Can y'all see? Wait, hold on. Now, wait. Damn it. Now, this is an older lady. I'm so nasty. I ain't seen the Gap in a long time. Listen. I ain't seen the Gap in a long time. But anyway, y'all so nasty. Anyway, they're saying that the parents have to face accountability out here in these doggone street. Mm-hmm. You say, Willie, there are people out here who still think that Jesus is God. Now, listen, I have been watching Instagram videos to where they is debating. People are saying, yes, Jesus is God because God sent himself down in human form and put himself on the cross because he had to. That's part of the trip. Now, Jesus had to die for our sin. He had to go through. I'm like, what do you mean he had to? He could do anything. I don't understand the argument. And people saying, yes, God, Jesus is God, which is strange to me. But this is what we was taught. Jesus is God. It is the Trinity. It's the Trinity. God is in the spirit. Jesus came down in human form and stuff, and the Holy Ghost is the Holy Ghost. It's a ghost. Anyway, but it's crazy because Jesus spoke about his Father, my Father, God, why hast thou forsaken me? So he praying to himself, he asking himself why he forsaken himself. You know what I'm saying? It's you can argue against the shit, but the apologetics will argue that yes, they is one. They giving us three, but it's one. I had to stop arguing that shit so many years ago. I just say, you right. Yes, didn't Jesus say, my Father? They said that he was talking to himself. All right, now maybe I gotta ask God for guidance the next time I read it in, because you need guidance to read a book that God told man to create for, I guess, the people to know about him. Got it. Say, if Jesus was God, who was he praying to? I'm trying. They still arguing this shit. I think it's common sense, but because we use common sense, we the problem. Just saying, dog. This is why I had to back away from people, dog. I had to back away from this whole little church shit. I'm like, we adults, though. Y'all believe that shit? But anyway, a judge is holding parents accountable. Let's see what's being said. Here we go.
Parents of teens who violated Detroit's curfew are now facing accountability. Just Monday alone, the city issued 180 tickets for curfew violations stemming from the Ford fireworks. But teens violating Detroit's curfew have been a problem for months. Just yesterday, 7 News Detroit anchor Simon Shaquette spoke to the chief about how he would enforce the rules and hold parents accountable.
Tell us how you're going to do that.
Well, today Simon followed up on that process as parents appeared in court. Afterward, he sat down with one mother and her son to hear their take.
Today, facing a judge, one parent took full responsibility for her son violating curfew in the city of Detroit. And beyond that, when we arrived at her doorstep, she had plenty more to say.
The defendant's son was not in her custody, and he was out in the city of Detroit at 1:55.
Yes. Appearing before 36th District Court Chief Judge William McConaughey, parent Satira Green not making any excuses for her 15-year-old son breaking curfew rules on a day of more than a dozen arraignments for the same offense.
Hi, Ms. Green. My name is Simon Shaquette.
When I visited her home shortly after, Green further took responsibility when when she says her son left home to see friends earlier this month against curfew rules.
I take responsibility. I did talk to him.
Are you letting your son know this is against the law?
Yeah, he know now because on Zoom, he was right there with me.
Do you see a need for these rules being enforced after some of the things that have happened?
Yeah, definitely.
While I watched other hearings, the judge took on more cases where parents also faced serious consequences of fines of $200 or more, involving underage kids allegedly breaking curfew. Most recently, the night of the Detroit fireworks, 180 violations given to parents, part of an effort to promote safety.
Was your 6-year-old child walking outside of your presence at 2 a.m.?
6.
Yes, that's correct. He escaped out the house. He has autism.
In the city of Detroit, there is a curfew. If the juvenile is 17, the curfew is 11 p.m. If the juvenile is 16 and under, it is 10 p.m.
The message also something I followed up with the chief judge about after court was over, to ask about not only assessing if more support is needed, but what parents must remember.
It's your responsibility to make sure your kids are in the house at 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's never an excuse for a 2-year-old to be wandering in the city of Detroit and they're brought back home by a stranger.
A 2-year-old?
Judge McConaughey,
I thought 6 was bad.
Says the 10 people who failed to appear can now be subject to warrants for their arrest. For Green, it's about ensuring one mistake doesn't become a pattern and that her son follows the law no matter what.
It worries me sometimes because it be so much going on.
And Judge McConaughey doubling down, wanting to be clear this is not about a desire to lock people up, but rather to ensure the safety of all in our city.
Why can't he have a desire to lock people up who was breaking the law? We should be excited about locking people up who break the law.
Detroit's West Side, Simon Shakette, 7 News.
I got to back this up, though. I got to back this up. Because a mother said, which I do believe that she,
need for these rules being enforced after some of the things that have happened?
Yeah, definitely.
While I watched other hearings, the judge took on more cases where parents also faced serious consequences of fines of $200 or more, involving underage kids allegedly breaking curfew. Most recently, the night of the Detroit fireworks, 180 violations given to parents, part of an effort to promote safety.
Was your 6-year-old child walking outside of your presence at 2 a.m.?
Yes, that's correct. He escaped out the house. He has autism.
Stop. I wanted to say, she gonna use the autism as an excuse thing. But her child probably has autism. So if a child has autism, she used the word escaped. She got away from y'all ass out here in these streets. Listen, if your child has autism, I want y'all to think about this right here. You know that your child can open the door at any times of night. This is not the child's first time going outside or opening up the door when you don't want your child to go outside and or open up the door. This is not the first time. And since it's not the first time, you didn't put things in place to prevent your child from, the words you use, escaping. Damn. Has y'all noticed everybody in court is darker hue women? I don't think y'all caught that. I don't think y'all caught the little picture. Hold on.
Was your 6-year-old child walking outside of your presence at 2 a.m.?
Was it this one?
Yes, that's correct.
Serious consequences. The judge took on more cases where parents also faced.
Definitely.
While I watched other hearings, the judge.
Yeah. The only white women we see is workers, employees, ladies. Now, I'm not saying that they all don't have daddies, but I think the majority of them, they don't have daddies. These is women. These are women. I'm not saying that they all have the argument of my child don't need no daddy. I ain't saying that right there, but I'm just saying the majority of them is led by single mothers. And I do understand that our single mothers, they do the best that they can with what they got. They do that.
Took on more cases where parents also faced serious consequences of fines of $200 or more, involving underage kids allegedly.
Look at everybody out here being arrested. Darker hue.
breaking curfew. Most recently, the night of the Detroit fireworks, 180 violations given to parents, part of an effort to promote safety.
So out of 180 violations, 108. Y'all know that's 180 teenagers? Those is the ones that they wrote the violations on. Y'all do know that they did not arrest everybody and or cite everybody. Those are just the ones that they cited.
Your 6-year-old child walking outside of your presence at 2 a.m.
Yes, that's correct. He escaped out the house. He has autism.
In the city of Detroit, there is a curfew. If the juvenile is 17, the curfew is 11 p.m. If the juvenile is 16 and under, it is 10 p.m.
I don't even understand. I guess 16 at 10 p.m. is fine. Unless like you got a job. Unless like you got a job. Everybody else should be in the house by 8. Huh? Depends on the time change and stuff like that right there. 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that right there. Yeah, your child doing outside at 9 o'clock. Unless they with you, then I guess.
Message also something I followed up with the chief judge about after court was over to ask about not only assessing if more support is needed, but what parents must remember.
All these is dogging you folk. Huh?
Support is needed, but what
these dogging you children. And this in the daytime.
Parents must remember.
It's your responsibility to make sure your kids are in the house at 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's never an excuse for a 2-year-old to be wandering in the city of Detroit and they're brought back home by a stranger.
2-year-old. But they did not tell us that the 2-year-old parent lost their baby. They're not going to tell us that. Why don't DCF have the 2-year-old? I do understand that things happen. I get it. You say there are door and window locks on the market for autistic children and teens. That is a fact. That is a fact. Even it, listen, like I said, it's not her first time that child has, because the child is 6. So it's not the first time that the child has made its way outside of the door when you did not want them outside of the door. And because of that, you could have went on Amazon and bought something, baby. You could have went on Amazon and bought some. And shout out to all you single mothers who is dealing with autistic children by yourself. I think that y'all need to be giving up that monkey so y'all can have some help. If y'all don't give up that monkey so y'all can have some help, something wrong with y'all. It is difficult dealing with a child by yourself, period. Let alone an autistic one. Y'all give y'all monkeys up to players that you like, you know. Players that you like, just cause. A lot of y'all still out here hunting for free. Do your thing. You got free will, you know. But y'all hunting for number 3s at KFC. Well, they do got a good number 3. Well, listen, y'all hunting for Chipotle meals and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to get little handbags and little outfits for the club this weekend. But y'all do anything for y'all children. Y'all would be a sugar baby for a few dollars. Some new tires on your car, a little oil change and stuff like that right there, outfits and stuff like that. But y'all won't be a sugar baby to have that older player be a father figure to your child. To watch your baby even when you trying to go clubbing. Y'all will be so slow. Again, for y'all who don't want your baby daddy to be a daddy, y'all got to be the slowest, dumbest bitches on the planet. Every weekend is a weekend. Y'all got to stress and beg your mammy, who is going to be in the club on the weekend too, to watch your baby. I'm so tired of these children. Bitch, call the baby daddy. Oh, you can't because you've been keeping the children away and you want to show your baby daddy that you strong. Got it. Use a slow bitch. All y'all. I'm talking about the ones who keeping the children away from the goddamn dad. Use a slow bitch. Nowhere in the hell. You can take every weekend off, but you're stupid. You can take every weekend off, but you're stupid. At least Every other weekend. You know what I'm saying? You can take a few weeks off. Bitch, you can take the summer. You can take Christmas off, but because your children got to be with you on Christmas, you ain't gonna let them go there that. Use a slow bitch. Listen, Christmas break is 2 weeks. Y'all want to keep the children the whole 2 weeks. Use a slow bitch. But still want to party. Who the fuck? You want to get wasted, come home, and then get woke up at 7:30 talking about mama, we hungry. And y'all want us to believe that y'all make better decisions than men. I refuse. I do refuse. Y'all give yourself a pat on the back. Y'all done made it to the end of the 999 News on this wonderful Thursday. Y'all, we almost there. We almost there. We got one more day to go out here in the doggone street. We almost at SED Friday, man. Thank y'all for being around here. And listen, y'all don't care about these kids. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Y'all keep letting your children be with people and shit. It just... He a man of God. He a human before anything. And he got likes. He got wants. Remember that. Always remember that. Players, prostate cancer awareness around here at the Willie Williams Show says just a finger. So your prostate don't work, your meat don't work. Mess around and lose your little la-la and or your life. It's your choice. You make the call. Your body, your booty. I am here to help. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm is. I hope that I didn't offend anybody. I don't even think that I offended anybody because in my mind, I think everybody here is an adult. I don't think that y'all like under 25. It may be like 1 or 2 here under 25 and y'all may be sensitive to this type of stuff because it seems to me that people that's under 25, especially like under 30, under 25, that everything affect y'all. Like y'all be in y'all goddamn feelings for nothing. Y'all some soft motherfuckers. Listen, y'all children dying in cars. Bitch, the kids dying in hot cars. The kids will not open up their goddamn door, won't crack the window. Bitch won't do nothing. And they die with a cell phone. Bitch, how y'all dying in cars with cell phones? Mama say don't open the door. Bitch, it's 98 degrees outside. Bitch, it's 170 in the car. Bitch, you cooking on low. You know what I'm saying? Mama say don't open it up. Bitch, high. High, bitch, you can barely breathe. But mama say don't open it up. Mama say, use your phone. Bitch, call mama and say, can we open that door high? You know what I'm saying? Slow though. But anyway, man, listen, y'all finna go on and get up out of here, man. Y'all do that one thing that I always ask y'all to do, and y'all seem to always do when I ask y'all to do it. Because I see y'all the next time I go live. I really do appreciate y'all, and hopefully I would have gotten this sick off me by tomorrow. I was dizzy, but I went to coming up out of it, and I feel a little better. You say women are generally slow anyway. They keep excuses. Wait, they keep excuses on lock and a lawyer. Oh, no. Wait. Excuse or exercise? Excuses. I don't know why I'm finna say exerciser. I'm looking at something different. They keep excuses on lock and a lawyer. There you go. I'm with you on that one. Y'all finna go on and get up out of here. Y'all do that one thing. And that's stay alive. I'm out of here.